Hello?
Coming
Yeah,
up,
I've got nothing.
coming up next on the Choice by Choice podcast, 5 minutes of silence.
Cool.
Cha. Welcome
Freaking me out.
welcome to the Choice by Choice podcast. Just told Daniel a disturbing story about my book, and he knows now never to Google those images.
I just don't have a use for them.
No.
It's like if I was like a surgeon, I'd be real interested, but
Yeah.
I'm not. So
No. Just avoid them. Avoid them at all costs. They'll scar your brain.
there's nothing too crazy about it. You just don't see it because we don't do it very often.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's people that would have absolutely no problem looking at that kind of crap, but
Butchers.
it's suburban Shay. It's like, oh God, no.
Oh yeah. We don't even get to see the meat being made, but we eat it.
I think even if it's just like animals, that's not even as bad. But when it's people,
Isn't it?
well, look, it depends on the situation, I'm sure. But I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
There'd be some high pitched screaming for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
If you,
Oh God.
So imagine if you were in a slaughterhouse or like a butcher shop, or you had to hunt and kill a wild animal for your own sustenance.
I wouldn't?
No, just live on berries.
Yeah, I guess berries and nuts, and mushrooms, and hopefully get really good at knowing which ones are which.
I just watched that episode of Community where they're all puppets. They're out in the forest, are all tripping on berries.
Yeah,
And they're all pissed at each other because they say, or they're all pissed at them or whatever. They all think they told deep dark secrets, and they were all just too stoned to realize that anybody was telling secrets.
no one knew whatever.
Yeah.
No one was listening to anyone else.
Yeah, they made us real talky, but not real listeny.
Drugs.
Good old drugs. So yeah, book stuff. There's other gross stuff. Back to the prisoner. A lot of self-mutilation mutilation in his
I think
chapters.
it's just mutilation.
Mutilation. That's what I meant. Brain is still catching up.
It's all right.
Lots of self-mutilation. Being trapped in a room for that long, just trying to end it, trying to escape the only way he thinks is possible. Yeah.
It's so weird hearing this stuff after listening to Sad Guru for so long. Because I get stories of just guys who will sit still for like 100 years. It's just like, these guys sound like out of control teenagers compared to the stories, not actual people. Not entirely sure. You can hope.
Yeah, you gotta. Your stories and my stories, man. When I think about the stories you're talking about, where it's just like, yeah, these characters, they just sit in one place, or they do nothing, or they not a whole lot going on, not a whole lot of conflict, just life lessons. And it's like the only stories that I'm into are just like all the conflict, good guys, bad guys, sword fights, mutilation.
Yeah, man, some of those stories. They're still interesting though. The original one about the first yogi, a bunch of random people basically found someone sitting on a mountain, and everyone just sat around him, thought he was magical, and they waited around, and he opened his eyes. Only 7 people after a couple weeks were still there, and then he closed his eyes again and turned away from them, and that was basically because he didn't think they were ready, and those 7 students basically just sat around for, I think it was 84 years before they were ready. And then he knew they were ready, so he just gave them all the information. Here you go.
This just reminds me of Fight Club. It's just like, you have to leave. You have to leave now. You better not be here when I come back. And then they're there like for however many days, 3 days in a row on the front porch, and he's just like, all right, you can come in now. You've shown that you're dedicated by waiting.
Almost. Almost. If you're not ready for the information is of no use to you.
Oh, for sure, yeah. You can feed the already filled, and then it doesn't do anything. You have to wait until they're hungry, until it means something. Cha.
See.
Si, senor. So, yogis, stories. Any other neat stories?
No.
No.
I've just been sitting today. Lots of sitting and biking.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day for biking.
Was it ever? It
Oh.
was an hour-long walk to the bike shop.
Where's the bike shop?
It's Western Cycle. It's pretty much right downtown.
So Central Cycle.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and then just I guess, yeah, it would have been piss and rain before you even got there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then biking back in that, I'm sure was great fun.
Well, it was faster than walking.
Yeah, that's true.
It wasn't bad. You have to definitely keep your eyes on the streets because if puddles ever extended too far into the road, it's like they're not gonna swerve out of the way for that. They're gonna hit you with the water.
Yep. That's a good way to soak pedestrians.
Yeah, I don't think they care.
No, 90% of people, I would say, do not give a shit.
Sadness.
You're just a person on a bike. They're a person in a car with places to be and stuff to do fast.
And kids. And all these things to pay. So many bills.
All the bills.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool, man. Well, let's start with where we ended the last podcast.
1 second, can I? How long did we get? How long did we go until the intro part?
Quite a while.
Oh, nice.
So the intro was only, what, a couple minutes ago? 20 minutes ago?
It could have been 20.
Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with me last time. Usually I have a pretty good internal clock. I was like, no, it's only been about 7 minutes. It had been 20 or more.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, so we ended up, or I guess, do you want to start with goals, years and goals?
Sure. Do you want to start with year one? Do it. I want to hear your goals, Shay.
My year one?
See.
I want to finish my book. I said that last year, but this year I feel like I got a lot better chance. I'm a lot more motivated to find a job where I'm not at work 5-6 days a week, gone out of the house for 10 hours a day. So I was, actually my aunt called me the other day and she was like, oh, this guy I was talking to works for this company. And it's shift work, but you get like 4 days on, 4 days off. And I was just like, oh man, what I could do with 4 days off in a row. Because as it stands, like the most days I get off in a row, typically like 2. Like even this last long weekend, I only had 2 days off. One of them was a road trip, which was nice. But yeah, just no time for anything. It's just like you just kind of get into the swing of not being at work, and then you're right back at work. And that's something that I don't like. I don't like being ruled by my employment. I'd like to be able to be more self-fulfilling as far as like productivity and stuff, my book and music and stuff like this, where I don't have to like come home and try and cram this in an evening and then like cram in all the editing and uploading on like my 1 day off on the weekend.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice if I get a job at this other place to, have 4 days off in a row. And even then, like, if it's shift work, I could still have time to, like, do stuff like recording or, like, film a podcast in the evening or morning whenever I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And then have those 4 days to just do so much more stuff for me.
That's fair. I think the shift work thing would be nice. Definitely hard to do anything if you have 1 or 2 days off a week and you're spending those 1 or 2 days just trying to do what you can to recover so that you can come back to work not completely insane.
Yeah. Yeah, and so far it's not enough recovery time. Losing my marbles.
So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, year one goal would be definitely finish my book, start getting the production company up and rolling. I think by this time next year, even by like the start of 2018, I'd like to have most of the facets of my business at least mostly formed, so that I can start using it as a bigger outlet for income. Start making an income in it. Get some clients once everything's rolling with the studio.
Yeah.
By this time next year, I might even be in a new place. You never know. The mortgage on this place is coming along real quick, and then if things go up and I get to sell her for a good price, move into someplace bigger, better, redo the studio stuff, and then hit the ground running again with a little more money in my back pocket. But yeah, definitely book. I feel like I just need time to do the book. I know that's just been like one of my biggest creative outlets, and I got to sit down and get it done. There's been everybody who's read parts of it. They've all been encouraging me to write more, to get it done, so that they can have the full story, and so that I can start doing something with it, get it published, whatever. But yeah, it'd be nice to have that, because it started as such a small idea. It's just like, oh, guy goes on a quest, and then it turned into a guy and some secondary characters, and then it turned into 70 some main characters. Or main-ish characters anyways. One
Yeah.
primary main character, but then just like all
Excuse
the
me.
no, all good. All the aspects of just like the plot and how it's developed and how I've developed in my writing as well. So it'd be nice to be able to just pin it all down, tie it all up, and then start the second book from there. And have that stepping stone and potentially use it to make money, make more book, make more money, more books, more money.
Yeah.
So that's my year goal. How about you?
So far, it mostly has to do with getting accepted into the Hatha Yoga teacher program. If I do, it's straightforward. Half of my next year is going to be in India, and then the rest of it's going to be starting up a business and trying to figure out how that all works.
Business in
Yoga?
yeah,
Teaching yoga.
teaching, but not the North American way,
No, hopefully not.
the yogi way.
The yogurt way. Nah, whatever way is best. Mostly just curious about. It's kind of like in a board game where you roll, for example, roll the dice to see who gets to pick which territory to occupy first. It's kind of like that because you're like, I'm going to pick this type of business plan because it has these advantages and I can branch out in such and such a way. To me, it's kind of like that metaphorically, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good metaphor for sure. And then even if that's not the thing that takes off running, and it's experience, knowledge and experience, and like you said, being able to branch out, find what really works or works on a larger scale for yourself,
Yeah.
for others to get you rolling. So let's talk about your India stuff, man, because you let me know that you'd applied for that here the other day. Super excited for you if it all works out. What was that process like?
Simple.
Yeah,
Yep. You just fill out a form.
that's it.
Yeah.
Just a form.
That's basically it. They're willing to take people who have not actively practiced yoga for years. Just anyone who is dedicated enough or can free up the time or has the funds to come over to India, come to the OG place, the original place, to definitely learn some Hatha yoga, become a decent teacher, become certified, spread the word.
So is Hatha Yoga a specific type of yoga, or is that just the name of the program?
Hatha yoga is a specific type of yoga.
What does that entail?
It's going to be exactly like, I think it was 2 weeks ago when we were talking about karma yoga, yoga of action. So it's basically trying to almost like achieve this disconnect with your body where you're not too associated with it and your body feels great all the time, so you're just going to feel great all the time.
Nice.
Imagine if you exercise frequently and you just go for like a nice jog and it's not overly demanding where your body's just starving for nutrients, but you feel like slightly lighter and slightly better, clear-headed. Like, kind of like that, I guess.
Nice.
But there should be that kind of yoga. There's going to be a lot of breathing exercises. It's just going to be tons of little programs that you can teach to other people.
Yeah.
Into, I think it's like 2, 4, 1 week, 2 week, 1 month, and 2 month programs.
Sweet.
Yeah. So the plan is definitely, I think in the beginning, just like start a business and then write a list of people that I think it could help and then just be as available as possible to them
Yeah.
and then spread the word.
Yeah, be available to the clientele who are interested, the people who are willing to wait.
Well, I think it'll help them the most for sure.
Yeah.
And they share some interest in it, so hopefully it can bring something back.
Sounds pretty nifty, dude. I'm definitely excited if it works out for you.
Yeah. Nifty is the word I would use.
Because, last night you weren't sure. You were talking about all the stuff that you needed yet, and then just bing, bang, boom, today, all wrapped up. So that's pretty sweet. And it's not all that complicated. It's something that you can pursue
Yeah.
and have, a pretty good chance of being able to pursue.
Hope so.
Yeah, well, me too. That'd be pretty great. India would be pretty sweet to go there, especially if you're going over for the stuff that you've been practicing already, the stuff that you've been interested in.
Yeah.
For the longest thing you've been interested in since I've known you.
Probably?
Definitely, it's been more than I think it's been over 2 months now.
How long have I been drinking kefir?
Oh, since I've known you.
That one's a never-ending affair.
Yeah. Still not my cup of milk.
Man, you gotta try it. Just
I-
blend it with some bananas. It's delicious.
It's not that I don't believe you. It's just that I'm not sure I believe you.
You don't trust me? What is this?
I don't trust anybody, Daniel.
Come
It's
on.
not just a you thing. I don't even trust myself.
Just throw some raspberries in there.
Raspberries.
Raspberries.
Nice. India trip. Hatha yoga. That's cool, man. So once you're over there, like, as far as accommodations and lifestyle, when you're not just learning,
I hope it never rubs off on me. I'll say that much.
the lifestyle?
Oh, their daily schedule is pretty long usually. You don't sleep for very long.
No.
It's usually getting up around like 4 in the morning, going to the hall, doing some training, and then you have morning classes. After morning classes, grab some grub. Midday, you're usually a little more free for any kind of trips or tours or just walking around and practicing, I guess. You're going to want to practice a lot. Afternoon classes, supper, and then there's usually group related activities and some like classes with video showing improper forms so that you can see where the errors are being made and how to correct them. Then go to bed because it's probably like 11.
Yeah. So like 5-6 hours of sleep only. Sweet, man. Well, that's definitely maximum daytime usage.
It's gonna be weird. I'm already thinking about how weird it would be coming back because they like sit on the floor when they eat. They don't use utensils. They have like copper everything for their water.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of like public baths that are super nice. Everyone doesn't wear shoes.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's just like sandals, and it's like I'm not gonna get used to coming back.
no.
It's like what is with the layout of this place? Who decided all this crap?
Yeah, it'll be a different world for sure. Man, I'm focusing on my breathing and I still can't stop yawning.
Too long of breaths.
Maybe. So then you have the other thing that's here as well.
You should sign up, bro. I know you have tons of free cash.
Oh, totes. Totes malotes.
Totes belows.
Yeah, not so much, but it does sound intriguing. This inner energy course. That's this month.
Yeah. Inner engineering.
Inner engineering.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Inner energy.
Inner energy. Harness your chi.
Yeah. We're going to talk about all the kinds of energies from many different cultures, but it's all the same idea.
I wrote engineering. I just didn't read it right.
You didn't read it at all.
Purely went off memory there. Went off script. Tried to improv it. So inner engineering. So that's June or that's end of May here?
Early June.
Early June.
8th to 11th.
That's right after when the guys all come up.
Yes.
Nice.
Kind of.
Kind of.
That'll be the weekend before, won't it?
What did you say?
Weekday before?
It's the 2nd, 3rd that the guys are here. June 2nd, June 3rd.
Checking.
So the week after is your inner energy course.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Nice. And it's how many days long?
4.
Nice.
It's no overnight stuff, though, so I'll be coming back.
Yeah, just during the daytime. Where's that hosted here?
South End. I'm not even sure if I could describe where it is. It's just on the southwest,
Just
southeast
south.
end. Yeah,
Drive south. If you run out of roads, you've gone too far.
pretty much. You're probably almost there, actually.
Yeah. Cool, and that's just same kind of stuff? It's just kind of like a practice course, or is it a different type of yoga?
She wouldn't tell me.
Oh, right.
I wish I knew,
It's
Shay.
a surprise.
Yeah, exactly.
All they told you is that there's yoga involved.
Yeah, like you're gonna feel real good, and it's like just give me an idea. Can you give me an exercise that I can just like kind of start practicing? It's like,
Tell you
no,
what,
but it's gonna be great.
tell you what, I've been reading up on yoga. I'll just start listing types of yoga, and if I hit one that's in there, you just wink.
Yeah. She never winked.
So that's a Sadhguru course
Yeah.
without Sadhguru.
No, he's in Vancouver.
Sadhguru absent.
Yeah.
Just his children, his chidrits.
Just his teachers. Yeah.
Sweet, man. That's pretty good. I'm excited to hear about what that's all about when you find out what that's all about.
Me too. I just want to know.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's going in a little blind for sure. I don't have the confidence to go into anything blind. I want to know all the deets before I start something.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's entirely blind because I bought the inner engineering book and I've taken part of the inner engineering online program. So I do have an idea of what like the subjects are,
Yeah,
but none of the practices were shown.
fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've read a lot of those books. So yeah, I'm sure.
I'm still not there. Reading does nothing.
Apparently. Apparently you have to sign up for very, very vague workshops.
Hey.
Cool, man.
It won't even be me that comes back. It'll be like an Indian looking me.
It's just East Indian guy wearing your toque.
Yeah. And under it, some kind of headdress.
It's me, Daniel, I swear.
Yeah. Not going to do an accent.
Do you have a key? No. I don't know if I feel comfortable letting you in.
Yeah.
You
Go away.
seem real peaceful, but...
Yeah.
Cool.
Just-
So then 5-year plan? So once you come, you'd be coming back, so it's 6 months gone. 5 months? 6 months?
5 months.
5 months
Might
gone.
as well be 6 months.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you're... Well, actually, I can't say for sure. Would you be coming straight back? Or are you going to hang out there for a while after the fact? I mean, if you're already there.
I told people I would come back right away.
You told people.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's going to happen that way.
Man, I'm
Daniel.
just going to make a point to visit every year, probably. Just be like constantly going back. There's supposed to be refresher courses every year that
Yeah.
you can take, so I'll probably take refresher courses or just be like, yeah, hey, there's a big festival going on. See you guys.
Go back and upgrade your yoga software.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm just going to be like sitting on the floor eating with my hands. She's like, I missed this.
Whatever works for you, man.
I don't know why.
So
Everything, man. The Vedas.
The what?
They're a bunch of books on how to live and everything that they do, like from the way they like carry themselves, clean their clothes, eat their food. It's like supposed to be kind of like a spiritual practice. So the reason why you'd sit on the floor is so that you would be closer to the floor and to kind of remind your body that your body is just a piece of earth. It's just something that you've loaned from the earth, something that Mother Nature has given you, and it's going to go back. So there's that.
It's the circle of life.
Yeah, exactly. Our bodies will all be dirt again someday.
Yep. We come from the dirt, and from the dirt we shall return. To the dirt we shall return.
I was going to say. You're not having the best of luck with words today.
My words are not all there. I'm still kind of just shrugging off that work garbage. Oh, man.
Just shake it off. Taylor Swift. T-Swizzle.
T-Swizzle for the win. Or that other song.
Good one. I'm not on the
Zing.
same wavelength as you right now. That does not.
I couldn't think of another song.
Got him.
Tricked you. Had you going.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a 5-year plan necessarily, but progressively over the years, I would like most of the things that seem to happen in a spiritual person's life to happen.
Yeah,
Where I am perfectly happy working extended hours because I'm just a happy-ass guy who can't not be happy and likes to help a lot of people. Doesn't get caught up in too much of the external stuff.
Yeah.
Just kind of like chill guy.
Let all the outside stuff just bounce off.
Yeah, well, you got to deal with it for sure.
yeah,
But just to be happy all the time while
Yeah.
dealing with it and just be like super effective because I know how to use my body, know how to use my brain,
It's super effective.
and just realize that doing yoga is probably one of the more important things I could be doing with my time and just helping people.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, if you start it up and or start up a business based off of that and doing what you like, and you're happy doing that kind of stuff, and you're making a living off of it, then yeah, you're all the way there. Skip
He
all that middle ground.
yeah, he makes I think it's in one of his guided meditations, I'm pretty sure, right at the beginning. One of the first things that the person says is that he wants you to use these tools to achieve the goals that you want to achieve, and then once you've done that, to move on to like a spiritual path or move on to something bigger than whatever it is your goals are, because your goals aren't necessarily the most important or biggest things that you can achieve. And so it's just kind of funny not even having achieved any kind of like financial, some kind of super success at all. It's just looking at this almost like mountain that I'm going to be climbing. It's like, I'm just going to get to the top and want to get to the other side immediately.
Huh? You see, strap on a pair of skis, you'll get to the other side quicker.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's just like, well, we'll see.
Yeah, there's lots of that. We were talking about that on our drive back from out of town the other day. Just like the people work in this like very well, lots of times negative space, negative mindset, or just that mindset that they have to work and they have to deal with it for so many years before they can not have to work, and then that's when they're going to be happy. And yeah, a lot of the stuff you talk about is more so just like, just be happy. Just like, why would you wait 3/4 of your life to
Yeah.
be happy? Just be happy now and enjoy being alive and being one with life and existence, instead of feeling like you're slaving away. I mean, that's my biggest issue. It's just like, I feel like I'm slaving away at work, and it's hard to be happy doing something, especially when it becomes like tedious or monotonous. And it's like, it wouldn't be half as bad. It wouldn't be 3/4 as bad if you just woke up every day and were just like, I am great. Things are great. Everything is great.
Yeah, exactly. There's some like weird, governors on vehicles that limit your speed. I don't know if that's just golf carts. That might be all vehicles.
Yeah, there's some
Golf carts.
golf
We'll just
carts.
use that.
Yeah, go karts. Golf
It's
carts.
almost like on Saguru, the governor is just like off, and he can just be super happy just because he woke up.
Yeah.
He's like, this is the greatest thing in the world.
And that's a
And
great
then he
skill
goes
to have.
outside and he's like, I fucking love today.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a great ability to have, because it's not commonplace where we come from by any means. Too much emotion, too much BS. We let everything affect us, everything get under our skin for the most part.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah,
We were raised in an odd way
Yeah.
by people who
It's just
did
all-
their best.
It's just all we know, right? And then other aspects of the world where it's just like, hey, who gives a shit? Just smile.
Yeah.
Things are fucking great because you woke up today, because you exist. You can set your feet on the earth and just carry on being happy. Why would you want to exist in another state of mind?
It is, yeah. If you can watch, which video was it? It's basically a video that he talks about 2 ways to accelerate your spiritual progress.
Yeah.
And the 2 ways were to see everything as sacred or see everything as ridiculous, or everything is stupid.
Everything is stupid is the one you want, right?
I've been told it's quite a bit more potent to go the everything is stupid way, but not everyone likes an everything is stupid kind of person. But for someone who, for example, sees everything as sacred, you would just kind of getting into that mindset. Everything kind of just hits this flat level where you run into a crappy situation and you can see it for its value. It doesn't. It's not necessarily that the world or universe revolves around you, but someone's come to you with a problem. It's like, oh, okay, this is an opportunity for me to learn how to help other people with certain problems, or to learn this because it might come up again at some other time. And this is an opportunity for them to learn from someone else, or to start reaching out to other people to get help, or to be comfortable with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Or even seeing, I don't know, rotting fruit on the counter, not being upset. It's like, oh, I didn't eat the fruit. It's like, no, something else is eating the fruit. Just because it's rotting doesn't mean, there aren't organisms getting sustenance from that apple
Yeah,
or that banana.
this is just turned into a different state of organic material. There's nothing to be upset about.
Yeah.
No, it's interesting that you said like situations where it's like, yeah, you could look at this as a downer or a pain in the ass, but you should be looking at it as an opportunity to learn or to help somebody else learn or to overcome a problem, conquer a foe, whatever, right? So that's sort of how I go about my business a lot of the time. Like, not my business, but like when there's something to overcome, right? It's like all the tech issues I was having trying to set all this stuff up. Like I guess it was a month ago now, but yeah, it's just like, all right, sure, it was irritating, but at the same time, it was like I'm never going to have those tech problems again because I jumped all those hurdles. I
Yeah.
troubleshot and sorted it all out, and so now I'm better at what I do because of it. And so you have to, even if in the moment I don't appreciate that stuff, it's always like I can turn around and be like, all right, well, I learned something and I'm better for it.
Yeah, but
I
like,
was pissed at the time, but what you're saying is like, yeah, at the time, shouldn't even be pissed then.
yeah,
It's just like,
next step
Yeah.
in the moment, just be like, put your hands together and be like, thank God this thing is here for a reason. It's because I'm inept.
yeah,
Like, and now I get to not be inept.
exactly, yeah. Yeah, hindsight's always 2020, but you got to learn how to have present 2020.
Those 4 days in a row, I had such good days at work just because I was just in such a chill state of mind, just like always open to whatever hit me. It was awesome. 8 hours just flew by every single day.
That was just this last weekend? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was ultra chill.
Thursday through Sunday?
I think it was Friday to Sunday, yeah.
When you had long shifts?
Something like that, yeah. Bunch of 8 hours.
Nice.
Almost felt like a work week.
Yeah, not quite. not quite there.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are going to be getting 40 hours a week.
No.
No. We're overstaffed.
Yeah.
We'll send some guys your way.
Yeah, please do, because we're so understaffed. I mean, I've worked so bloody much. There's other people I work with, like, yeah, just so much work. So much work for so few people. And then just, like, more and more expectations always.
It's just interesting because the root of the problem almost seems like the lack of knowledge that comes from higher ups.
Yeah.
That or they take pride in their ability to run on a tighter salary budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of like absolutely silly.
Yeah, that's one thing that super bothers me is that, yeah, all of our higher ups, they only give a shit about their bonuses that they get if they stay under a certain amount of expenditures in different categories. So they're like, yeah, we'll just work these 4 people to death so that we get an extra however many dollars in December so that we can take our families on vacation. And then if we have to hire new people, we'll just work those people to death.
Yeah, that's the kind of mindset you got to move away from. It's kind of
Exactly.
terrifying. Admittedly, families are important.
It's
but
destructive. Well, it's like, yeah, it's dictatorship. They're just like, you do everything with a limited amount of resources so that I can have everything. It's rough. It's rough. It's a poisonous atmosphere because it makes for a negative workplace, negative attitudes. Like what happened earlier, just like those moments where when you're usually like a very positive and productive problem solver, and then it just turns you into a really shitty person in just like a second because you're just like, I am so tired of all of this BS. But yeah, it's new job, new job, new time.
yeah, let's hit the reset button.
Boop.
New life.
That was stupid. Oh no, wait. Boop. That was easy. Oh man, I always wanted to make a "that was stupid" button. Take one of those easy buttons from Staples and then just reprogram it to say "that was stupid."
Do you think we have the technology?
I don't think so. No,
We have Jan.
beyond me.
I just imagine all the offensive things that John would put on it instead of putting that was stupid on it.
Yeah, John could program the crap out of one of those things. I'm more than positive.
It'd be funny to see.
I'd love to have like, is he speaks Gaelic, right?
Yeah.
I'd love to just have it push and just be like, Because Gaelic is a lot more, I want to say long-winded. Like, they take a lot more time to say something that we would say in like 5 words. They might have like 20 words for.
Yeah.
So it's like that was easy. Would just be like a 20-second paragraph. Just cool.
Oh my god.
What did it say?
That's like those the singing fishes on the wall. It's just like it's funny for a bit, but eventually you get to a point where somebody pushes it, and for the next 15 seconds, it's just regret.
Yeah.
This was funny and charming, but we've taken the batteries out.
Yeah, as a kid, having a grandparent with one of those, I know that my parents felt that, and my grandparents felt that at some point. Because when you're like 7 years old, you're just like, I'm going to push this 1,000 times. And then, oh, it's not working anymore. Oh, it must have died as they hide the batteries in their pocket.
Yeah. The fish wanted to stop singing because he just needed a break.
He was tired. Yeah.
I've heard all the excuses. And we're back.
And back at it. Choice by Choice broadcast is brought to you by...
Yeah, we're a podcast and no longer a podcast. You can't actually get any copies of this. You have to listen to us while we're live. It's pretty much just a PA system for the apartment / condo we live in.
Yeah, we just hooked these mics up to speakers on the outside of our house. Everybody in the street can
Hey.
hear this shit.
You, what'd you get? I saw you went to Sev.
There's an episode of American Dad where I can't remember what's happening, but Francine's like getting morning drunk, and she like starts pouring vodka in Klaus's bowl. She's just like, "Hey, Klaus, you want a drink?" He's like, "Oh, I'm up for whatever." He starts pouring it in. So then they're standing at the front of the house, and somebody's holding his bowl, and he's just, well, if there isn't a little doggy out on the sidewalk. Sober up, Klaus.
Oh man, drunk people.
Drunk people are sometimes disgusting, other times hilarious.
I would not know. I've only
man.
seen like you guys slightly drunk.
I didn't drink until I was 18.
Okay.
So I DD'd a lot of...
Oh, that was the
high
problem.
school
You were
people.
sober.
Yeah. Yes, being the only sober person, driving all the drunk people, and like, just the worst. It's just like, guys, shut the hell up. Just stop trying to climb on the roof of my car. Get the fuck inside.
As a slight metaphor, imagine how sad Guru feels all the fucking time.
Well, exactly.
It's like, look at all these plebs.
Yeah,
I'm just happy, and I have to come down from there, just talk to you guys about what? Your marital issues?
we must seem like infants to him.
Oh, we're super babies.
Yeah.
But I mean, he
So-
doesn't want you to think of it that way.
No. I mean, you gotta... I mean, comparatively, we're all, to somebody, infantile. And then if you find an interest in something that somebody is a master of, then it's their job to share that knowledge with somebody who can then learn to grow
Yeah.
in those aspects, which I'm sure is all what Sadhguru's about.
Yeah.
Just like,
What he
okay,
knows, though, is something I'm pretty sure is in most people. Most people are capable of it, if not
Just
all of them.
understanding your own existence.
Just being happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Back to the singing fish.
There's like a lot of just like sad attempts from North America. It's like positivity. Just
Yeah.
talk about everything positively. It's like, no, just understand that everything kind of has a purpose and it's here for a reason. It's like all you need to do is understand that and maybe you learn to appreciate it. Mm-hmm. You're good.
We're all good.
Is it
on the
raining
inside.
today? Well, you know what? Plants need water. Bitch. They don't just turn on the faucet.
That was one thing that really bothered me today. Because I love rain.
Yeah.
I love the rain. Love being out in it. Storms are great. Glasses in the rain, not so much fun. Because it's like, all right, I've been inside for a little while. It's good. I just cleaned my glasses. Somebody went, oh, can you help me with something out here? Yeah. Go out, come back in. I can bust them off. I can scrub them down again. Just get them back on. All the smudges are gone. All right. Hey, yeah, you need to go outside for something. Okay.
For the 90% of the year where you don't have to do that.
I mean, everything else is fine. It's like going out in the rain. Sweet. I like how it feels on me, in my hair. I love how it smells. I love driving in the rain, hitting them fucking puddles, watching my windshield wipers go.
Getting those pedestrians. What are you doing walking out in the rain, you idiot?
What are you doing biking out in the rain, you moron? Maybe that was you I got today.
Nah. I dodged a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just keep your eyes open.
Yeah,
Look for the splashes, and you're like, okay, I'm going to take the long way
Situational
around.
awareness, yeah. Yeah,
Don't feel like being drenched.
Yeah. I mean, if they were noticeably punk-looking teenagers, I might hit a puddle extra hard, but otherwise I'm pretty polite.
That's rude. Maybe they're just misunderstood and hurting on the inside because their parents are weird.
They just need to learn how to be happy, Daniel.
Yeah.
And pull up their damn pants.
Do yoga, assholes. Yoga, get out.
I don't understand the young people.
I don't think old people would understand themselves because poor memory and just terrible living conditions.
I guess it depends on what kind of old person you turn out to be.
It's very true.
Are you technically a pedestrian if you're sitting on a bench?
Solid go-to.
Oh, man. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Can't wait to watch the 4th season. Check it out.
Yeah, I can't wait for that second episode.
Can't wait to murder Daniel in his sleep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I got an advanced copy of all the animes we've been watching. They just released all the episodes. Watched them all. I didn't.
Go to India.
Man. And never come back. Everything's translated to Hindi, so I can't read subs.
Do you have like internet and stuff over there, or is it like pretty cut off?
No, they don't have internet in India.
No, I mean like in your program. I mean, do you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a library.
I just
Hopefully some cameras and some equipment to do some Skype calls.
Yeah, I just didn't know what if you're going over, if you have to like segregate yourself from, or like
Women, yes.
I just didn't know what the type of situation was, just because
No,
you haven't really described a whole lot of it.
they have an education program there.
Yeah.
So they have a library filled with a bunch of Sadhguru related movies and books. Blah, blah,
It's
blah,
just
blah.
all Sadhguru stuff.
Yeah, it seems culty, I'm sure. But I mean, if you're going to be reading anything while you're there.
Yeah, exactly.
There are other good books. I've been told there are other ways to learn, though. Super interested in learning or reading the rest of that Jnana Yoga blog post because he doesn't talk about it too much. But achieving your enlightenment or samadhi through knowledge seems very interesting.
All depends on the type of knowledge.
Seems like Andrew Chan level intellect. I don't get it.
Yeah. I just added one of Sadhguru's, or a couple of Sadhguru's videos to my watch later list. The one that popped up immediately was, I don't know if we watched it or I guess we checked out a couple Sadhguru things on my YouTube account, but
One or two, yeah.
yeah, so I was just skimming through my YouTube the other day and it was like Sadhguru on how to eat. I was just like, all right, add that to my list. I only have like 10 things in front of it now. I've been knocking all the stuff off my list real quick.
Just let it ride.
Who knows? Next year I might be coming to India with you.
Man, do it.
Well, we'll see.
I'll trick you guys into having a year trip there. Or not a year trip, a camping trip there.
Yes, just, hey, yeah,
We're just going to go meditate.
Couple of days in India. Oh, tricked you. You guys are here for 5 months.
Yeah. I signed you up. No, I wouldn't sign you guys up for the program. We would go there for the festival. I think it's called like the Adiyogi Festival, which celebrates the first yogi. And everybody would be dancing. And it would be dope.
How did the yogi become the first yogi?
I don't know. They found him on a mountain.
Self-proclaimed?
He was capable of sitting still for like 100 years, so people were pretty impressed. Would you not be freaked out?
Fictitious character?
I don't know. Could you imagine?
He would have to hit an age where he would realize that that's what he wanted to do for the next 100 years.
I don't know.
And then sit for 100 years. So already we're looking at least 115 years old,
I'm not sure.
120,
There's a bunch
130
of
years
stories
old.
about yogis that live to be like 400 or 4,000 years old. It's like you can't confirm it. It's just
See, those are
not trying to put an upper limit on human potential. It's not
some
saying like we'll be superhuman. It's like no, it's okay to just be human because humans are pretty dope once you learn to actually use it.
humans are pretty dope.
And I wouldn't want to live 400 years. It's like once you get to a certain point,
Oh
there are even
man,
stories about people who just like leave their body. They just die after they reach a certain state of enlightenment and their body's not ready for it. You just let go of everything.
I would be all right with living 400 years, with some constraints, of course. I don't want to be like imprisoned for any of those hundreds of years,
Man,
trapped under a rock for.
if you went under, if we're just talking straight living for 400 years, are we talking like hitting that yogi status and then somehow surviving 400 years?
I feel like there's two different sides to the coin. There's your side and there's my side. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with your side. I don't know. As Lee and I had a conversation way back when I was telling him, like in high school, about my book, just like the knowledge that you could acquire, the things you could learn. So I'm sure a lot of it would be based in kind of like what you're saying, like what you could learn about just being human or be able to sit for 100 years and just find your sense of enlightenment, your nirvana state. But yeah, I don't know. There's different things you read. I mean, it's like when we watched Man from Earth. He's like, yeah,
Yes.
so he's got, 10 different degrees, but based on how long it takes him to get a degree, it's like, okay, by the time he's done learning how to be a psychologist and then goes into archaeology, by the time he's done that, everything he's known in psych has changed from like the last 2 decades. And then he learns something else. And then it's like, okay, 50 years goes by. The first thing that you learned is going to be completely different if you learned it again. So there's aspects of it like that, but then there's I don't know. I just think it'd be interesting. I write about that kind of stuff. People who, so I was thinking about like the yogis. Just I should read more of those kinds of fables or tales because they seem a lot like some of the characters that I write about in my book. Where it's just like, yeah, unbelievable longevity, and in my book, of course, they do different things with it. The people who in my book tend to use that type of advantage to rule and control and manipulate everything to their own advantage or for their end goal, which is yet to be announced.
To
but
be determined.
but yeah, but then
Read
there's
the book.
other characters like because there's like the prisoner we were talking about who's the immortal, and then there's the other ones who are like trying to corrupt and control and keep humanity under their thumb and reach their own end goals, which is basically just death, despair, and destruction, whatever. But then you have aspects of like those types of people who've drifted away from that. It's like, okay, maybe they were born into that. It's like, yeah, their mothers and fathers were part of this society where it's like, okay, yeah, you're an immortal and you have these powers. And they're like, I don't really want to live that way. I'd rather just like learn to be at peace with existence. I have an eternity to do so. And then there's other characters that are just like, yeah, I don't care about plots and schemes, and I don't care about enlightenment. It's just like, there's this one character who's just a gluttonous pig. He just takes all of his enjoyment from consumption. He's just like greed, or what's his name from? Can't remember, but yeah, just greed and sloth, and he's just like this great big
Gluttony?
fat gluttony. Yeah, it's just this great big fat dude who can never die, who just like finds all of his purpose in just like consumption of food, of wine, of whores, of wealth, and he's fine with that.
He eats it all.
Put more gold on my plate. I don't know. But yeah, no, just different mindsets, different types of belief systems. No, different types of. Anyway, you see where I'm going with that. It's very interesting that those things kind of coincide with the yogi kind of stories, where it's just like these are the types of people that just find peace or enlightenment. That's their goal. And it's
not even their goal. It's, in some instances, just like they hit a state where they can control their desires to a point where they're just like, I'm perfectly fine here.
yeah,
And if they want to do something else, they can do something else. But they see how pointless most things are, other than helping other people to reach the same state.
yeah,
And it's just like, yeah, you have some basic needs, but it's just a lot. It's either sacred or it's all a big joke. And a lot of it probably looks like a big old joke.
yeah. Yeah, it depends on how you choose to view things, for damn sure. You just got to view the sacredness of your decisions, your paths.
Well, there's a lot of cool opportunities, but a lot of it seems... North America's weird.
Yeah, I mean,
The West is weird.
we put our thought and energy into a lot of the wrong stuff. You have the yogis who are just like, hey, happiness in what I'm doing, no matter what I'm doing. Then you have our society where it's like, I'll only be happy if I have this, if I'm rich, or if I have the nicest house, or if I have the nicest car. It's just a lot of time and energy expended on meaninglessness.
Yeah. It's a young country, though. Oh, young countries, so...
Oh, for sure,
We've,
yeah.
somehow wound up with the lead.
Yeah, when you compare what our North American, South American, like Western Hemisphere,
Yeah. Western Hemisphere compared to, like, the Asias.
yeah, that have like been building on their culture for umpteenth thousandths of years, definitely drastically different.
The old people were right. We should have listened.
Those damn old people. I'll
Yeah.
never understand.
Not the
old
North
people.
American old people. They were all right, though.
Yeah, they're fine. All right. Well, I'm sure we could wrap up there. We did a lot of talking, covered a lot of things. I feel like we had a lot of purpose to this to this podcast compared to the last one.
Sure. Yes.
Last one was a little haphazard.
It's thrown together. People like sloppy joes.
Spur of the moment. I just didn't know when you were coming back. I was like, I'm not going to write anything in case this doesn't go down. And as soon as you were back, I was like, quick, get behind the microphone.
I'm already there. Live and breathe behind this thing.
So this podcast brought to you by paper. Paper that is good for writing and folding and just all-purposeness.
60% recycled.
Homeless people put it in their coats to stay warm. Insulation.
That seems like terrible insulation.
Paper?
Why wouldn't you just get a winter jacket?
How do you buy a winter jacket if you're broke and homeless?
Value Village. I'm sure there's some like government services that would help you stay alive during the winter because winter sucks.
Well, I'll just take everything I've learned about homeless people and throw it out the bloody window then.
Well, now my research has to start all over.
Brought to you by useless, crummy paper. It's only good for writing and making paper airplanes.
Externalizing information so I don't have to remember it.
All right, well, I've been the underscore at the score underscore words at the underscore Mr. Wolf, no period.
And I am still Dan442-80594. That's my Twitter handle.
And check me out on Instagram even. I don't know if Daniel has an Instagram. Same title on Instagram, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, Choice by Choice Podcast. You can find us on SoundCloud and iTunes. Or not iTunes yet. Soon to be iTunes. SoundCloud and YouTube. Soon to be iTunes. And we'll catch y'all next time.
Bye. Take care. Follow Saguru.